Oh, hi! Welcome to the XYZ comprehensive guide on booklet printing. Grab the popcorn, get something jazzy out the fridge, put your feet up and enjoy. We'll make this an entertaining, insightful and exhaustive overview covering the niches which booklets are ideal for, the possible binding types, paper choices and size options. Later we'll answer some frequently asked questions, give you some red flags to look out for when it comes to preparing the artwork, and provide 14 great reasons to use XYZ. Whether you're a designer, photographer, illustrator or SME owner, you'll find all the information you need to print stunning booklets with us. We launched in 2006 and are a creative print company based in Colchester. We have both digital and litho machines, so can print 1 to 10,000 copies. All of our work is sent by courier on a free next day delivery across the UK. Yes, free. Booklets are also 0 rated for VAT, so the prices we quote are the total price, no sneaky add-ons. Let's get started on this journey and take a look at a key question. What is a booklet? Well, for the purposes of this video, we're going to call a booklet a publication which is staple bound. The crux on whether your project can be stapled comes down to the number of pages. 8 is the minimum. This is 2 sheets folded in half. 72 pages is the absolute maximum, but there are potential red flags with this. 40 pages is a good upper number to limit your content within. Keep watching for more visual help. We print on larger sheets, then trim them to double the width of your finished booklet, fold them in half before stapling twice down the spine. Let's take a closer look at this process. Here is an A4 sheet. When it's folded in half, it makes 4 A5 pages. So to print a booklet, your number of pages must be a multiple of 4. For example, 8, 12 and 16. It's physically impossible to bind a booklet which doesn't have a multiple of 4 because there will be 2 loose pages. Don't believe us? Okay. Here is a 10-page booklet. See? Doesn't work. Couple of extra notes to add. The staples are visible after binding and they are silver. We don't have any other colour options or a way of hiding the staples. Let's take a look at some creative uses and applications for booklets. Under this generic umbrella we call booklets, there are a zillion applications for our little stapled friends. They're incredibly versatile and perfect for marketing materials like brochures and catalogues, event and festival programmes, educational manuals, and personal projects such as zines and portfolios. At XYZ, we print them all. Their compact size and professional look make them an ideal choice for all manner of projects. Generally, with 40 pages or less, they're a lightweight companion to be given out at shows and exhibitions, a tactile walking promotional piece that the recipient can enjoy on the way home and refer back to later on. Artist catalogues. Let's take a look at some examples of booklets which form artist catalogues. Compact yet impactful, the Transmission Sketchbook exemplifies thoughtful design in an A6 format. The cover, crafted from 170 GSM uncoated paper, contrasts beautifully with the 115 GSM inner pages. At A6 there is less surface area, so you can see that the cover does float quite pronounced. A bespoke creation measuring 270 by 210 millimeters is a vibrant showcase of artistic expression. The interior pages, printed onto 100 GSM uncoated, amplify the brightness and dynamism of the artworks. The cover, a sophisticated blend of sky blue and typographic elements onto 240 GSM uncoated paper, ensures a seamless opening experience, embodying both elegance and functionality. Embracing minimalism and nature, the Gomona and the Seaweed Institute booklet stands out with its ergonomic design. The The 170 GSM uncoated cover is both durable and easy to handle, while the 115 GSM interior pages provide a pleasant tactile experience. The custom size enhances its uniqueness, making it a memorable piece. An awe-inspiring publication, the JGM Review measures a staggering 389 by 290 millimetres. This scale transforms the booklet into an impactful visual journey with its 60 pages printed onto 100 GSM recycled uncoated paper. The newspaper-like feel adds a unique charm, making each double-page spread a captivating experience. In contrast, the Perfect Bound Artist Catalogue here showcases a different binding technique. With neatly glued pages and a defined spine, it offers a polished and professional finish. Ideal for publications with 32 pages or more, Perfect Binding suits those seeking a refined and more book-like presentation. These examples all highlight the importance of material choices and binding techniques in crafting artist catalogue booklets. Lighter weight covers enhance usability, ensuring a sleek and user-friendly design, while the binding method influences the booklet's overall aesthetic and functionality. Here are a selection of brochure booklets. This compact A6 brochure for Our Tiny Bees exemplifies meticulous design. The side profile is exceptionally neat, with lightweight uncoated pages ensuring a flat and compact fold and binding. Borders provide an effective way to introduce white space, although slight variations in width may occur due to the inherent movement in booklet folding and binding. A minimalist marvel, the sleep-type booklet features only 8 pages formed from 2 folded sheets. The robust 300 GSM uncoated cover, paired with the 170 GSM interior pages, results in a crisp, tightly bound profile. This piece stands out for its simplicity and precision. The Courage and Kind A5 brochure, printed on uncoated paper, boasts high-impact full bleed images. Notably, there is a minor 1mm overlap at the centre spread, a natural occurrence in stapled booklets, but well within acceptable tolerance. The stark contrast between adjacent pages accentuates this minor shift, yet earlier spreads align perfectly, showcasing the idiosyncrasies that come with booklet printing and binding. The Hawk DNA Financial Report booklet is professional and a polished design. The navy blue backgrounds create a cohesive aesthetic, perfectly aligning with the brand's identity and adding a touch of sophistication. Moving on to some high-end brochures, this custom landscape booklet for a luxury London property development is both elegant and cost-effective. By keeping the width within 277mm, they managed to reduce costs without compromising on design. The gloss laminated pages aim to exude luxury, though the effect is debatable. However, the gold foiling on the cover is undeniably classy, shimmering enticingly towards the reader. Finally, a truly bespoke piece, this brochure for an executive travel company features G.F. Smith's Plike for the cover, enhanced with gold foil and spot UV varnish. The subtle crisscross pattern of the varnish becomes visible when tilted in the light, adding a sophisticated touch. The stark Plike black provides a striking backdrop for these premium embellishments. Inside, the semi-transparent paper and 150 GSM coated sheets create an airy layout, further emphasising the high-end nature of the publication. These brochures illustrate the diverse approaches to booklet design, each tailored to its unique purpose. From compact and precise to luxurious and bespoke, the choice of materials, finishes and binding techniques plays a crucial role in conveying the intended message and aesthetic. Welcome to our exploration of business and corporate booklets, a versatile tool for promotional materials, informational guides, event programs and more. These examples showcase the variety that can be achieved through thoughtful design and high quality printing. First up, we have a guide to pairing Italian wines with dishes. The design exudes elegance with a minimal colour palette, stylish typography and charming illustrations. Printed on 170 GSM, 100% recycled wove uncoated, the pages offer a crisp texture, giving the booklet a rustic yet professional feel. Next, we present a 210 by 210mm booklet for the 300 GSM silk cover with matte lamination contrasts beautifully with the 150 GSM uncoated inside pages. The printed cover is smooth to touch, while the inside pages have a distinct character. The dynamic colour palette and extensive white space create a clean, readable layout. Regularly featured on our presses, the EIP series booklet is a custom-sized uncoated piece with 20 pages. The tight binding minimises bounce, maintaining a sleek profile. Predominantly printed in black ink, it exudes a high-end feel with typography and infographics skillfully guiding the reader's eye. The black ink's interaction with the uncoated paper results in a distinctive, slightly charcoal appearance. This custom-sized booklet serves as an exhibition guide for a construction awards event. The soft-touch lamination on the outer cover provides a luxurious velvet finish accented by silver foiling that highlights certain letters in the title. Inside, the 250 GSM silk cover opens to reveal 170 GSM silk pages, an excellent choice for corporate brochures, event guides and promotional booklets. For a comparative look, we have an A5 perfect bound recipe book. Notice how the binding style affects visibility. Some page content gets swallowed in the spine gutter. Both wire stitch and perfect bound styles have their merits. Choosing the right one depends on your content and audience. Exploring these business and corporate booklets reveals the incredible range and potential of printed materials. From a chic wine guide to a high-tech consultancy brochure, each example showcases how thoughtful design and premium printing can transform your message. The choice of paper, finishes and binding isn't just about aesthetics, it's about creating a tangible experience that resonates with your audience. Whether you need to impress at a corporate event or provide a valuable guide to clients, the right booklet can make all the difference in how your business is perceived. Welcome to our showcase of children's booklets, where we delve into a delightful range of sizes, finishes and designs that captivate young readers and inspire imaginations. First, we explore two A5 booklets, one in portrait orientation, bound along the long left-hand edge, and the other in landscape, bound on the shorter edge. The contrast between their glossy and matte covers is striking, each catching the light in a unique way, adding a visual layer of intrigue. Inside, the pages are printed onto 130 GSM silk, providing a smooth and vibrant surface for the illustrations. The limited number of pages ensures the binding remains tight and tidy, ensuring durability. Flo the Fish features exquisite illustrations and a vibrant colour palette designed to engage and entertain young readers. The glossy cover adds a touch of luxury, making it an appealing choice for children's literature. This title sparks curiosity, and the bespoke size, slightly larger than A5, sets it apart. This high-impact, shiny gloss cover and bold, modern illustrations paired with white text makes it a visually striking booklet that stands out on the shelf. Part of a larger series of phonics books, the Bedfrog is designed at 210 by 210mm, opening to a generous 210 by 420mm double page spread. This format provides ample space for larger type and full bleed illustrations, aiding children in learning sounds and words. Consistency in print specifications across the series ensures a cohesive and recognisable collection. A custom square booklet forms the basis for this illustrated colouring book. Repurposed from a full-colour storybook, the content is simplified to line art, inviting children to bring Rodney Matthews' characters and scenes to life with their creativity. The 300 GSM silk cover with matte lamination and the thick uncoated inside pages are perfect for painting, crayon or felt tip colouring. Lastly, we present Vlad and the Great Fire of London to highlight the difference in binding styles. Perfect bound books like this one tend to have a cover that pulls shut, whereas wire stitch booklets lay flat with ease. This comparison underscores the importance of choosing the right binding for the intended use and reader experience. While degree show catalogues have a tendency to be perfect bound with upwards of 60 pages to fit all the students' work in, we do often print some smaller ones for more niche courses that are staple bound booklets. Let's look at 3 examples now for ideas on what can be achieved. These first 2 examples are both A5, one portrait, one landscape. The Glasgow School of Art Fashion Design catalogue is A5 landscape with an uncoated finish. With only 8 students featuring in the catalogue, this neat booklet was an ideal vehicle to promote their work, and each received a double-page spread. A simple print spec of 300 GSM uncoated cover and 115 inside pages. There is a matte lamination added to the outer cover to prevent the ink cracking. Plenty of white space to give the images and students' contact information room to breathe. Westminster chose a self-cover A5 portrait solution for their 40 pages. 115 GSM uncoated is used for all the pages from the front to the back cover. Again, each student is allocated a double-page spread with enough space for a bio and some examples of their work. It's a lightweight catalogue, cheap to print and easy for exhibition visitors to take away and enjoy. Camberwell opted for a compact 148mm square size for their MA Visual Arts printmaking catalogue. The key to the design here is using an appropriately sized font and strong typography to give the effect of the pages not feeling cramped. The uncoated finish is tactile, crisp and professional. Uncoated does often feel like the best choice for art booklets as opposed to silk or gloss, which can feel too corporate. Ask us for a printed paper sample pack to help you choose which would work best for your upcoming project. Next up, we're diving into the world of lookbooks, essential marketing tools for fashion designers, clothing labels, photographers, and so many others. Let's explore 3 unique and stylish treatments, all in portrait format and varying sizes. First up, Je m'appelle, a stunning series of 20 zines from a New York fashion photographer. Each booklet spotlights a different model, letting the photos take centre stage with minimalist graphics and clean layouts. These custom-sized gems fit perfectly in your hand. Next, we have the A5 lookbooks for castrads, printed on crisp, uncoated paper, 300 GSM for the cover and 170 GSM for the inside. These booklets feel incredibly high-end. With just a few pages, they also lie beautifully flat. Finally, check out the A4 lookbook for Slick Gorilla, a creative hair product brand. With 24 pages of aspirational summer photos, the uncoated finish gives them a cool, grainy 70s vibe that matches the brand's edgy style. The 250 GSM cover is flexible yet sturdy. Ready to elevate your brand with stunning lookbooks like these? At XYZ, we make your vision come to life with top-notch printing and unbeatable quality. Reach out today and let's create something amazing together. Moving swiftly on to showcasing promotional portfolio booklets, a fantastic way for photographers, illustrators and artists to self-promote with their latest work, new collections or career highlights. Let's dive into 3 unique treatments that do justice to their stunning content. First up, Ollie Hurst's A5 promotional booklet, using silk paper for a sharp, distinct look. Ollie's renders get an ethereal, almost metallic quality, perfect for showcasing his exceptional work. We'll grab an A4 alternative for a photography portfolio booklet. You can see the difference in surface area versus A5. This is a simple, sharp and straightforward example of how to get your work into print and delivered in 3 working days for a good price. The centre A3 spread is perfect for a big landscape image. Let's compare 2 A4 booklets, one with a thicker card cover and one with a thinner cover. While both look impressive, the thicker pages can create a slight curl in the centre. The self-cover style, on the other hand, lies flatter and is easier to handle. A4, while being slightly contrived, does make for an impressive portfolio that you can fill with stacks of your best imagery. Finally, check out this A5 Perfect Bound portfolio booklet. It looks fantastic, but be mindful of the spine gutter as parts of the images can get hidden. Smaller images with larger white spaces and borders avoid this issue and stand out beautifully. Cue drum roll, welcome to the grand finale of this section of our booklet printing guide, Zines. We'll dive into a curated selection of zine printing examples, each uniquely showcasing the vibrant possibilities of this versatile medium. Let's embark on this journey, starting with the smallest and moving up in size and complexity. First up, we have a pocket-sized A6 photography zine by Yannick Schultz. Its super cool styling and 44 pages make it a standout. The 300 GSM uncoated cover gives it a noticeable bounce and curl, creating a tactile experience as the pages resist lying flat. Next, we have a zine printed to accompany George Ezra's recent album release. This A5 self-cover zine sits flat and showcases full bleed images throughout, making it an immersive visual companion to the music. Zine, also A5, steps up the game with a thicker silk card cover and silk inside pages. The colour reproduction here is precise and vivid, offering a rich and engaging visual experience. Comparing it to George Ezra's zine, the immediacy and vibrancy of the colour truly stand out. Another A5 option is this zine for Sidewalk Mag. It's all about skateboarding photography printed onto silk paper with a thin 100 GSM silk cover and 100 GSM inside pages. This lightweight flick-throughable is that actually a word? It is now. Format makes it perfect for mailing and casual browsing. Moving up in size, here is issue 50 of So Young magazine. Yes, drum roll for that illustrious milestone. It's a custom size of 245 by 172mm, which is a good fit on our litho press, which we use for longer print runs of 500 or 600 copies upwards. It's slightly larger than A5 in both width and height, giving you the option of more surface area to fill, a higher cover price to charge, and a more imposing booklet. The text and image content feels less cramped on these bigger pages. If we were digitally printing this booklet, then any custom size larger than A5 up to A4 would be the same price. The 60 pages in total are pushing the limits of what is possible to staple bind. Lastly, we present the A4 zine Confessions of an Ex-Zine Editor. The 300 GSM silk cover flips open easily and matte lamination protects it from cracking. Inside, the 115 GSM uncoated pages, printed in black ink only, offer a cost-effective yet visually engaging solution packed with content. So there you have it. Zines, like brochures, artist catalogues and other niche publications, are all inherently printed booklets. Their scope is endless, and with a keen eye for styling, they become valuable promotional tools, informative guides, and vibrant vehicles for creativity. Whether it's the tactile charm of Yannick Schultz's pocket zine or the bold visuals of So Young magazine, zines encapsulate the essence of innovative print design. Can we move these boxes? I'm trying to make a video here. Right, booklet styling. In this section, we'll dive deeper into styling choices you can make for your booklets, taking a focused look at binding types, size options, and paper choices. At the end of the section, we showcase some winning print specs and give a guide on how much it costs to print these with XYZ. Since we're exclusively focusing on booklets in this video, the binding type to choose is staple binding. And depending on how much jargon your printer wants to bamboozle you with, they might also call it saddle stitching or wire stitching. These are all the same thing. Now, there is also wiro binding, which is the process of binding documents with plastic rings down the side, sort of thing you find in a company report. This isn't the same as wire stitching. There is also sewn binding or section sewing, where the pages and cover are literally sewn together. This isn't the same as saddle stitching. Confused? Let's just stick with stapling, shall we? As we've discussed and shown at length, this is where we print your artwork onto a sheet twice as wide as the finished booklets will be. The sheets are printed in order with the front cover and the back cover at the top of the stack and the middle pages at the bottom. They are then folded in half. So saddle stitching is economical and best for smaller booklets up to 40 pages, but we can push it to 72. Great for simple brochures and small catalogues. Perfect binding is the next type of binding up, and that provides a more polished, well, not more polished, it provides a professional finish for thicker booklets, ideal for magazines and high-end catalogues because you've got that square spine and the inside pages are glued in. Size options. We offer a range of sizes, including of course the classic A4, A5 and A6. We've got 210 by 210 and 148 by 148 for a square option, as well as custom sizes for unique projects. If your work is landscape orientation, then try A5 or A4 landscape or any size within. For larger budgets and a more imposing finished product, we can go up to A3 portrait or 297 by 297, which provides a larger double page spread to fill with oversized typography and high impact images. Choose the size that best fits your content and budget. For cost-effective printing, stick to standard sizes, but don't hesitate to explore custom dimensions to make your booklet stand out. Paper choices. I mean, the simple rule of thumb is gloss is shiny, uncoated is matte, and silk is a professional middle ground with a slight sheen. For a thicker cover for your booklet, options range from 200 GSM, which is effectively a heavy paper or light card, up to 350 GSM, which is a super chunky and rigid card. Gloss, matte or soft touch lamination can be added over the top for extra durability and to prevent the ink cracking when thicker sheets are folded. Inside paper, choose from 130 GSM silk or gloss for a smooth surface, or 115 GSM uncoated for a softer, more tactile finish. If you are worried about strong images and content showing through from one side of the sheet to the other, you can increase up to 170 GSM, but do consider this will make the booklet chunkier and it might not willingly sit as flat when bound. All of our papers are FSC approved, ensuring quality and environmental responsibility. Now here's the crux of choosing your papers. Choosing between a lighter weight cover and a thicker card cover for booklet printing has significant implications on the final product's usability and aesthetic appeal. A lighter weight cover, typically in the range of 150 to 170 GSM, offers flexibility and ease of handling, ensuring the booklet can open and lay flat. This is particularly advantageous for booklets with fewer pages, as it maintains a sleek profile and enhances the reader's experience by minimizing physical resistance when flipping through the pages. Additionally, lighter covers tend to integrate seamlessly with the inside pages, providing a cohesive tactile feel, which is particularly important for materials like zines or education manuals where frequent handling is expected. Conversely, a thicker card cover ranging from 250 to 350 GSM imbues the booklet with a sense of durability and premium quality. This choice is particularly beneficial for booklets intended as high-end marketing tools or corporate brochures, where the perceived value and longevity of the material are crucial. However, thicker covers can create challenges, particularly with larger booklets. The rigidity of a heavier cover may prevent the booklet from lying flat, leading to a curling effect that could detract from the overall user experience. This is exacerbated as the number of pages increases, causing a pronounced spine curvature and potential difficulty in fully opening the booklet. Therefore, while a thicker cover may enhance the visual and tactile impression and feel more premium, it requires careful consideration about the booklet's size and intended use to avoid compromising functionality. For bigger sizes like A4 and A3, a thicker cover is more ergonomic than it would be on an A6, just because of the physical width. It means that the gravity helps push the cover down, whereas a thick cover on A6 juts out, as we've shown on some of the examples earlier. Let's move on to our showcase print specs. These are a good selection of booklets which are cost effective to print and can be delivered in a handful of days, usually around 3 or 4 working days from when we receive your print ready artwork.
In this section, we're keen to give you examples of booklets that are cost effective to print, look great and don't compromise on quality. Think of them as off-the-shelf print specs that can be quickly delivered and tick the box for a professional aesthetic. First up is the limited edition zine we printed for George Ezra's album Gold Rush Kid. All the pages are onto thin uncoated paper to make a lightweight booklet. The A5 pages are packed with bold, full bleed images. We can print 100 copies of this print spec for £132. Our second showcase spec is a graphic novel with lush storyboards filled with black ink drawings. The cover is thicker on this one, 250 GSM uncoated. The inside pages are a lighter 115 GSM. Generous white borders make the pages feel spacious. Show off your illustrations and print 100 copies for £136. Zine has a silk finish for bright image reproduction. A 250 GSM cover houses 130 GSM inside pages. This spec and the previous spec are common zine choices. You decide if you prefer uncoated or silk for the finish. 200 copies of this one will be £368. One of our favourites up next, and this is a simple but professional looking booklet to use as a promotional portfolio. The silk finish is smooth and exudes vibrant images. There is a perfect contrast between the deep shades and the bright retina challenging accent colours. These would be ideal to use as a series which you can update a few times a year with new work. Print 200 copies for £256, which works out at £1.28 per booklet. Next, let's take a look at a solid go-to spec for a staple children's booklet. The gloss laminated cover grabs the reader. The 210mm square size is large enough for decent sized text and images, and the silk inside pages tell the story. Print 500 copies of this one for £970 or £1.94 per booklet. Finally is an example of a lookbook printed onto uncoated paper. At A4 it is ideal for a fashion brand, and the larger size would catch the eye of visitors entering or leaving your store. A perfect solution for your seasonal ranges, latest work and promoting the brand. Print 250 copies for £540. So to recap, all of our papers are FSC certified. All of our prices include free delivery to one UK address. Booklets are 0 rated for VAT, so there is nothing extra to pay on the prices we have quoted. No sneaky add-ons at the checkout. We can, of course, print any number of these booklets from 1 copy upwards, so get in touch for an accurate price on the exact number of copies you need. Which of our showcase print specs would work best for your next project? Very much on trend at the moment are booklet series. You'll have seen the ones by Cafe Royale Books, as well as Penguin Classics and the premium books by Taschen. They're all good examples of the effectiveness of crafting a winning design, then rolling out for each new title. You put the hard work in at the start, then designing future editions is much less time consuming and becomes a case of dropping the new content into a template which has earlier been signed off. Over time, they can become collector's items. So Young is now up to issue 50, and while there have been a couple of iterations in size and paper choice, the masthead, centre spread and aesthetic has remained constant. We have most of the back issues, but just can't find that elusive first couple anywhere. Michael Goldry's A5 photography zines use a common typographic style and top left positioning to add unity. The paper choices are the same too, and the photography within changes for each issue. Issues 19 and 20 of Studio Jordan's fashion lookbooks are pocket-sized, very stylish examples of a limited edition booklet series. Again, the masthead is found in the same position on each, and the image box retains its position on the cover, just changing for the model's face. The interior design is simple and gives plenty of prominence to the stunning photography. Create a template and let your creative idea burst into a collectible series of booklets.
Here are 14 reasons to use XYZ for your next booklet printing project. Number 1, accessible, expert-friendly advice. If you haven't done this before, don't worry, we have. Free file check and pre-flight. We aim for perfection and we'll let you know if anything needs changing before we go ahead to print. We talk the talk, but we also walk the walk. Replies in minutes from expert account managers, not days or weeks. We're actually keen to move your project forward. All our papers are FSC certified, sustainable printing guaranteed, and we also use vegetable inks when printing jobs on our litho press. Fast turnaround, booklets delivered in 3 working days, perfect bound books delivered in 4, and hardback books delivered in 6 or 7. The finest digital and litho print. HP Indigo and Heidelberg Litho, the best possible print quality for short, medium and long print runs. We employ a professional printing practice, the best industry practice, not a Mickey Mouse website where you throw JPEGs at the screen and then keep your fingers crossed that what arrives is what you're expecting. Flexible custom options? The answer is yes. Now what is the question? Enjoy 500 case studies in our portfolio, not made up CGI nonsense like the other sites have. These are actual print jobs that we printed. A solution for every budget. We always quote for a range of quantities to help you hit your target price. Free paper samples sent out by post to allow you to make the best possible choice before going ahead with your order. Free UK delivery. Your printing will arrive by tracked courier the day after it leaves XYZ. We also offer worldwide shipping at cost price from a network of couriers. So if you're in the States or in Europe, the printing will arrive 2 or 3 working days after it leaves us, and there are always a range of good options depending if you need speed or price is the key issue. And finally, we've been transforming ideas into print since 2006. So start a conversation with us today on hello@xyz.com or 01206 76647. They're the 14 reasons to choose XYZ for your booklet printing project. Let's carry on with the guide. Booklet frequently asked questions. Let's get started. What is the minimum number of copies you can print? 1. We don't have a minimum. You can print any number from 1 upwards. So if you just need 34, we'll print you 34 copies of your booklet. So you don't need to worry about wasting paper and printing a generic arbitrary number like 50. How fast can you deliver? Typically 3 working days for orders of up to 500 copies, which we'll digitally print. For litho printed jobs of more than 500, best to allow 7 working days. These timelines are based on us receiving print ready artwork. If it takes a day or 2 while you make amendments to get the PDF print ready, then this will add to the timings. We do get super busy in October to December, so best to add an extra couple of days to the turnaround times at that part of the year. What file type do you need? We've already gone into that and touched on that quite extensively, but we need a high-res PDF file with 3mm bleed and ideally crop marks. PDFs are great because you can design the artwork in your favorite program, whether that be high-end design software like Adobe InDesign or Affinity Publisher, or more familiar desktop programs like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Publisher. When you're finished the layout, just save as or export to PDF, choose the maximum quality settings when prompted, and the finished printing will come off our presses looking sharp and crystal clear. Where do you ship? We ship everywhere. We send work by courier free to 1 UK address. We also regularly ship to the States. And even with shipping, our prices are often more cost effective than using a printer stateside for your booklets. We love sending work to towns in exotic places we've never heard of, and it is a genuine buzz going on Google Maps and checking out where our boxes and our booklet printing is heading to. Is lamination needed on a 170 GSM cover? No, in fact, because 170 GSM is just a medium weight paper and not a card, when we laminate one side, it has the effect of pulling the sheet to that side and slightly curling it. It looks pretty naff, so we only really need to laminate if you go for 200 or 250 GSM upwards. Technical advice on file setup. Ensure your files are print ready by following the following guidelines. For a stapled booklet, setting up your print ready artwork files is actually super easy. We just need one PDF supplied in reading order. Page 1 is the front cover, page 2 is the inside front cover, Page 3 is the first right-hand inside page, and then pages 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9 make double page spreads. No need for overcomplicating it, just one PDF with the pages in reading order in the same order as your booklet will be is all we need. Use your favorite program to design the artwork. All we'll need is a PDF, so use Adobe InDesign, Affinity Publisher, Word or PowerPoint, whichever piece of software you are most comfortable and familiar with using. We need the PDF supplied in pages, not spreads. This is a one-click option when you export to PDF from Adobe InDesign. You simply click pages, not spreads. If you get prompted to choose a color profile when saving, then do go for Fogra 39. At some stage, the artwork needs to be converted to CMYK because the job will be printed using cyan, magenta, yellow and black ink. But if you cannot work out how to do that, then we can do it here with one click. Just be conscious that images, when printed, do look different to how they appear on screen in RGB. This is unavoidable, and the colours most effective are blues and bright fluorescent colours. We will need 3mm bleed on each edge. This is an extra 3mm of any background photo or colour to give us some leeway when it comes to trimming the larger sheets. We have an 8-minute video showing why we need it and how to add it, and I will put a link in the description below. But that's it, so I'll confirm again, if you can arrange your artwork into one PDF file, we can print you a great looking booklet. Red flags to look for. Red flags to look for with booklet print. Red flags to look for with booklet printing and design. Here are some fundamentals to keep an eye on. Watch out for low-res images, incorrect bleeds, inconsistent colour profiles, unsuitable binding choices. These issues can compromise the quality of your booklet and lead to unsatisfactory results. Key red flags to consider when designing your booklet are: number 1, let's think about an effect called creep. Going back to this photograph of the side profiles of some booklets, you can see that booklets with a larger number of pages have pages nearer the centre that start 2, 3 or 4mm away from the spine compared to the cover itself. The outer edge of a booklet is trimmed flush, so the right hand edge of your booklet is straight. The middle pages aren't jutting out, but they start, say, 3mm further in from the spine. These pages will therefore be trimmed 3mm shorter and narrower than the cover. In turn, because of this, you should avoid placing page numbers or important content too close to the edge on all of the pages. If you put a page number, say 2mm away from the edge, it might be fine on the pages at the start and the end of the booklet, but in the middle, it will be perilously close to being trimmed off. This is called creep because the inside pages creep further away from the spine and the trimming on those pages creeps into the page, cutting off more content than at the start and the end of the booklet. So that's something to factor in. Page numbers, graphic icons and borders are other considerations. If you put a 3mm border around every page in a booklet, there is virtually no chance of that border being 3mm on every page when it's trimmed. It's physically impossible for this very reason. Obviously, if you have fewer pages, say 8 or 12, the effect of creep is far less apparent than if you have, say, 36, 40 or higher numbers from 60 to 72. Next red flag, unlike perfect bound books, pretty much the full width of a double page is visible because you can press the pages almost completely flat. This is an advantage of a booklet. When you design it, you can use InDesign or your favorite page layout program and ensure the images on a double page spread meet perfectly in the middle. Bar a fraction of a millimetre or so, you'll be able to see the full width of the content. In fact, I'm not sure why that's in the red flag part of this video, because that's actually a green flag. We have touched on this earlier, but another red flag are page borders. Borders look great on a PDF on screen, but are notoriously hard to keep even when trimming booklet pages. It's best to have borders of at least 5mm. 8mm or more would make any movement less noticeable, or you could use full bleed images or full bleed background colours, so you don't have to worry about this at all. Next red flag, paper choice is going to be key to whether your booklet sits flat. The thinner the paper, the more it sits flat. The standard paper weight of inside pages of a booklet is 130 GSM silk or gloss, or 115 GSM uncoated. If you create a self-cover booklet and the cover also has these weights, it will be neat and nicely flat when bound. If you choose a 300 GSM cover, expect it to be rigid and it won't sit completely flat again after it's been read for that first time. The physical width of a card cover on an A3 booklet means it tends to sit flatter than a similar weight would do on an A6, which is only 105mm wide, and gravity can't press it down that much. Next red flag. There is sometimes slight movement from left to right. This image shows a millimetre or so of the adjacent page appearing on the right hand page. There can be a millimetre or so of movement in the trimming and binding process, and it's not a print error. We could reprint this a number more times and a similar thing would happen. This is just part of the charm of ink on paper and booklet printing. Having something tangible to give out to your guests, suppliers or visitors to your exhibition outweighs the effect of giving them a PDF file. Next red flag on booklets, if you're going for a thicker card cover, so 200, 250, 300 or 300 GSM, and you have ink coverage on the spine, so you have graphics or a coloured background on the cover, in the middle where we fold them, it's always best to add lamination, which is a thin film that goes over the top. You wouldn't really know it was there, but it just helps protect the fibres of the paper from cracking when folded. Without lamination, the card sheet folds tend to open up a little bit and you get the fibres visible from the paper. It looks like a scuffing effect and you get a white line which can accentuate the spine fold. You can either add matte, gloss or soft touch lamination, which, like I say, you wouldn't even know was there. Matte lamination is very subdued, gloss lamination is super shiny, so it's a completely different aesthetic and it's down to your booklet and subject matter which would work best. If you're going for a self-cover booklet, so all the pages are onto 100, 115, 130 or 170 GSM, then lamination isn't required. Again, if you have a booklet that has a cover on 170 GSM, we tend to avoid lamination because it can pull the sheet towards it, which gives the effect of curling the cover outwards. So only choose lamination for 200, 250, 300 and 350 GSM, and you don't need it for 170 GSM or less. So choose from gloss, matte or soft touch. Matte for a subtle finish, which you wouldn't even know was there. Gloss for super shiny, and soft touch for a kind of velvet feel. Gloss is good for children's books and comics, and we would generally lean you towards matte lamination for all other subject matters. If you have any questions or any technical considerations about your booklet, please do get in touch with us. We are more than happy to help. Wrapping up our booklet printing video, we've shown you the niches that booklets can be used for. Our options at XYZ present a wide array of choices to actually style your booklet using papers, finishes and sizes. We've shown you the showcase print specifications for a quick and easy go-to solution if you need to get a booklet printed ASAP. These are winning choices on size, number of copies and finishes at good cost-effective prices that can generally be delivered to you in just a few days. We then answered frequently asked questions about booklets and wrapped up by showing red flags to avoid when styling your booklet and designing the print file. We hope the guide's been useful. Drop a like if it was and subscribe for stacks more print inspiration on our channel. Ready to bring your project to life? Start a conversation with us today at hello@xyz.com or 01206 7666 47. For a fast quote packed full of information, click the many Get a Quote buttons on xyz.com and we'll send you over your bespoke quote in what will be the best email you'll receive all day. If you have any questions, do reach out to us at any time on email or during office hours on our phone or live chat. We won't bite. Our team is friendly, knowledgeable and accessible. We look forward to transforming your ideas into print.